one of my sons and tell you that as a kid, I remember his 3rd birthday, he got a Power Ranger sword. And the Power Rangers aren't as big now as they were then, but back then they were all the rage. He was 3 years old, and he reached into that bag and he lifted that sword straight up in the air in total victory, and then proceeded for 20 minutes to run around the house. Big smile on his face, defeating all of the Power Rangers' enemies. And as I reflect back on that, I think, where else, what other country could kids have that much fun? I believe strongly that compassion and love of mankind is still possible and still in strong existence today. I learned this as I talked to another son who, as a young teen after 9/11, simply said he just wanted us to bomb anybody that didn't agree with us. Now today, as a young adult, he loves and respects our servicemen and women, but he longs for them to come home and be with their families. He wants the United States to be better than we have to be. He wants us to be a world leader that holds ourselves to higher standards. Both he and his brother make me proud as they spend their vacations and free time serving those that are less fortunate. In 2005, Kim and I were blessed with our 4th child. I got a promotion. This time I got a girl. Her name is Quincy. Because of 9/11, I see the world differently as I see it for the first time through Quincy's eyes. Instead of worrying about the future, I thank God for the incredible lives that my children have. I reflect upon how proud I am of who they are becoming. And because of them, I have a lot of hope for our future. Mostly though, when you ask me what I reflect on the same 3 things that I thought about that day. As I said, I had a lot of emotions that day. A lot of anger at first. One minute I wanted to just ask the terrorists why they hated me so much. The next minute I wanted to wrap my fingers around their necks. I've learned that true mental health only comes through forgiveness. I'm not saying it's easy. In fact, I find it much easier to forgive someone when they hurt me than when they hurt someone I care about. But I'm learning that forgiveness is the only way to escape the power of hurt that is caused by others. I also shared with you that when I thought that I was going to die, I wasn't actually afraid of dying. I only wanted God to make sure my family knew I loved them. So now today, given a chance, I try harder to let those I love know that I love them. There's some songs that every time I hear them on what is now the Golden Oldies channel that I listen to, that capture this. One's by James Taylor. He sings about showering the people you love with love. Another one's by Garth Brooks. He sings about, if tomorrow never comes, will she know that I loved her? True love is hard work, and it isn't always about just saying I love you. Sometimes it's about dealing with an issue that your loved one doesn't want to deal with. Sometimes it's about letting them know that you're there for them, and it can often be about helping them pick up the pieces after they've made a mistake. And finally, I told you about when the cloud of debris was around me, I thought about the words of my favorite song. And it was really just a realization that no matter what I do, I'm a man in need of a Savior. I've asked all the questions you would expect. Why did I live when others didn't? Why did God allow 9/11? Why do we have tsunamis and hurricanes? Why do we have something like cancer? While I will probably never know the answer to those questions, I do know my Savior. When I look at the person of Christ, I see God. And I know that in Him, I have sufficient grace and love. 5 years ago, my wife Kim bought me a Christmas present. It's 2 pictures that hang on my office walls. It probably best sums my reflection on 9/11. One is a framed photograph of the World Trade Center complex prior to the attacks. The second one is a movie poster from the Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life, which she knows is my favorite movie. After I opened the present, she told me that she wanted me to hang them in my office. So on the days that are the worst, I could look at those 2 pictures and I could remember that I'm blessed to be alive, that I'm loved by many, and that I truly have a wonderful life. Thanks for your time.